Well, hey, how's it going, Capital City family and friends? I hope you're having a great end to the week. It is Thursday as we are going to be putting this video out. So it is Friday Eve, I like to call it. And I hope you're going to have some good stuff to do over the weekend. I hope you're planning on either having some time of relaxation or you got some good plans to go and just explore God's creation or enjoy your family and friends. This is actually the first time in a long time that I'm going to have some time to just relax, some time to just not do anything at all. The last couple of months has been working 7 days a week. It has just been a busy season with fundraisers and community events and all of the things. Easter was just last month, or actually still this month, and it's just been a whirlwind of a month, and it's going to be a busy month to come too. I've got a conference coming up the weekend after this weekend, and then we have a few more events, and then I finally get to go on vacation at the end of May. So I'm really stoked about that. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Excuse me. If you have been following along in my devotional series, we've been kind of going through the Sermon on the Mount, and I think I've actually have done a series on the Sermon on the Mount a few years ago, but I love this sermon so much that I always like to go back to it, and it's always good to get a little bit of a refresher. Today we're actually finally, after, the last 4 months we've been stuck in chapter 5, we're finally in chapter 6, and so we're going to be in chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, and so if you want to go ahead and flip open your Bible to that passage, you can go ahead and pause the video and flip over. Or if you'd prefer a digital format, if you'd rather just read it on your iPad or your iPhone, we'll have the link somewhere in the description box. Or if the link's not there, you can just look it up on Bible Gateway. Well, anyway, Matthew 6, verse 1 through 4, it reads like this. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So that you may be, so that your giving may be in secret, then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And so, I know it sounds kind of silly to blast trumpets. Hear he. I am giving to this poor soul. I am giving him things that he needs, money he needs, bread that he needs, because I am such a benevolent, great, and merciful person, and all of you should adore me because of how awesome I am. That sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's exactly what was happening in the religious leadership back in Jesus' day. And I say back in Jesus' day, like it stopped happening back then. Like us Christians, we took Jesus' teaching to heart. We said, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. Well, we do that all the time, unfortunately. There is no shortage of Christians who love to just post on social media whenever they're doing a good deed. Whenever they're in ministry, they love to post pictures of it. Like, look how awesome our ministry is. Look how great our youth program is, or our children's program. Look how big it is. I've even seen some churches kind of fudge their numbers a little bit. They might use pictures from past years or even past, or I've seen pastors use the photos from children's ministry from years past when they weren't even pastoring to put on their front page of their website. Like, look how awesome their children's ministry is. Not even take into account that when they got there, the church imploded and their children's ministry just kind of withered away. We love as humans in general, not Christian or not, religious or not, as humans, we love to draw attention to ourselves. When we do good things, we want everybody to see it. When we do bad things, we want to hide that and cover that up and not let anybody see it. But when we do the good things, everybody needs to see it. In recent years, I there's been a trend on YouTube where YouTubers and social media influencers will record themselves going just down the Tenderloin in San Francisco, or going up to the unhoused, and giving them things, giving them lots of money, like hundreds of dollars. Like, here you go, look how awesome I am, and they really do make it seem like they are just being so generous and so benevolent, and they get a lot of comments in their comments, like just praising them for how generous they are, and they get a ton of likes on their video because people just fawn over them, and people will subscribe to their channel because of it, and it just makes them look really, really good. But here's the thing: what people don't realize is that the more that video circulates, the more that video is viewed, the more likes that video has, and more subscribes that video generates, the more money the YouTuber gets. So it's very likely that the YouTuber or the influencer, whatever platform they're on, might be actually generating more money from that video than they ever gave. It's what they gave out of, was just a pittance. It was just a fraction of the money that they'll actually generate from that video. And so they love to show how awesome they are, but really in actuality, it's all self-motivated. And Jesus says that these kind of people, those influencers, those YouTubers, or those Christians that just love to take credit for all the good things that they're doing, that these accolades, these people that fawn over you, and these compliments, and these all of these followers that you garner, that's going to be your reward. People are going to say, "Oh yeah, good boy, good, awesome, great job, pat on the back," and that's going to be your reward. And you might really, really enjoy it and bask in it in the moment, but in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months, are you going to remember that? Are you going to be still enjoying the fruits of that generosity? Jesus says they have received their reward in full. If you want that kind of reward that's finite, that just kind of withers away in the people in people's memory, and they'll never forget. I can't even recall the influencers that do it, that do those kind of things, right? Anymore, because it's one of those things where you just see it, it looks awesome, you give a round of applause, and then you forget about it. Jesus says, rather, do your good deeds in secret. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. It doesn't mean like put your right hand in your pocket and then with your left hand give to the needy when asked. It means it's just a hyperbole to make sure that nobody is going to be watching you. You're not doing it out of the self-centeredness of your heart to get people to think what an awesome person you are. Do it in secret so that your Father in heaven will reward you in secret. Because at the end of the day, when we give to the needy, when we do acts of service, when we do ministry, it's not for us. It's not for our self-centeredness. It's not for us to get praise and accolades. It's for us to honor and glorify God. We're doing it for God, not for ourselves. And so when we do it for God, He will reward us. And we might not ever see that reward in this lifetime, this side of eternity, but we certainly will see that reward on the other side of eternity when it really matters, when it really counts. Well, I hope that you have had some enjoyment from this devotion. Hope you were able to get some nuggets to chew on. And I just pray you have a wonderful rest of your week and a weekend. And I hope to see you on Sunday. So God bless.